Nick Wright. Now joining me live, host First Things First. All right, so you're in New York. I laugh at the optimism that he's going to change everything. He'll make them better. But, you know, if you go look at Aaron, the first year with new stuff, it takes a while. He kind of likes what he likes. I believe what he's doing now, the holdup, is because Aaron has given the Jets a list of guys he wants, and they're trying to fit him under the cap. That's my takeaway this morning. Where are you on Aaron and the Jets?
Well, I think the holdup's outrageous. Listen, his season ended January 8th. He is not, in my opinion, seriously contemplating retirement. That I would understand if you needed time on. With that said, Jason Kelce, future Hall of Fame center, his season ended February 13th. He was seriously contemplating retirement, and he gave the Eagles his answer right before free agency started. The problem with the holdup, Colin, is it hamstrings the teams. I don't know that the Jets would have gone after Jalen Ramsey, but maybe it's like, you know what, Sauce Gardner plus Jalen Ramsey, we can fit him under the cap. It's only a third-round pick. But neither the Jets nor the Packers can do anything of substance right now because Rodgers, who said this was not going to be prolonged, is now more than 24 hours into free agency, and we're yet to have the decision. So that part of it I don't like at all. You got to sign my friends to get me part of it. I don't think it's the best way to win a Super Bowl, but I do kind of respect it. I would kind of hope that I'll use myself. If one day I were, being recruited by someone else and they were just bending over backwards for me, and that at the last moment I'd be like, you know what? My stats guy Dusty, want him too. Yeah, bring him along with us. Who cares? That's what Randall Cobb is. Throw him in. No, trust me, I like him. He's a good guy. So I do kind of respect that as a friend. But as far as if he's trying to win a Super Bowl, this is not helping. And the other question I would have, and you and I have talked about this a lot, but I think it warrants reiterating. If I'm the Jets, I want to know if he's all in for the offseason. Because while he might have a relationship with Hackett, and if they get Lazard and they get Cobb, so be it. I want him and Garrett Wilson. I want him and the Jets receivers that are already there to get as much time as possible before the first week of the season. And I don't know if that's going to happen because the only thing that I know is on Aaron's schedule between now and week 1 is a psychedelics conference that he's speaking at.
Yeah.
And so that part would concern me somewhat.
All right, Jimmy Garoppolo with the Raiders. I know. I love it.
So good.
He looks like Vegas.
You love it. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry, please.
I think there is something to be said about Magic fit L.A. and Bird fit Boston. If you flipped them, it would have never felt the same. Big Ben, Pittsburgh. Brady never fit in Tampa. He won, but Ybor City, cocktails at 4. He doesn't drink a beer during the season. It unraveled. Mahomes, by the way, backyard, barbecue, not seeking money or fame, family guy. He is Kansas City. He's perfect. Sure. Burrow, Cincinnati. Derek Carr in Vegas. I kind of think Garoppolo works, right, Nick?
Well, if by that you mean very pretty exterior and then you get on the inside and you're like, not much here. I thought this was the Eiffel Tower, and it turns out it's just really well-fabricated cardboard. Listen, I know you didn't ask me about the Chiefs, but when it comes to the AFC West, everything, of course, goes to the 7-time defending AFC West champion, Kansas City Chiefs. And a few fun facts for you. So Jimmy Garoppolo has only lost 19 times, playoffs and regular season in his career. Despite spending his entire life as a starter in the NFC, 4 of those 19 losses have come to the Kansas City Chiefs. He's 0-4 against them. The only team he's played multiple times and never beaten. Only the Seahawks have beaten him more. The Raiders, of course, since Mahomes has walked in the door, are 1-9 against the Chiefs. And since that one victory right afterwards, they did laps around Arrowhead, taunting the Chiefs. Since then, the football gods have smited them. They've cut their quarterback. They've fired a couple coaches. It's been a disaster for them. So I love it. As a Chiefs fan, the Raiders get a below-average, injury-prone quarterback. Now, can we galaxy brain this together for a moment, Colin? because I had Eric Mangini say to me about a month ago that he doesn't think Tom Brady is going to play week 1. But if there were a team that he knows the system that were to have a need at quarterback midway or late in the year, he could potentially come back in that circumstance. Well, now the Raiders have Josh McDaniels as the head coach and a starting quarterback that is the most injury-prone starting quarterback in football. I obviously not wishing injury upon anyone, but could this possibly open the door a bit, Colin, to Tom Brady being a mid-season Raider acquisition? I think possibly, but in the meantime, I'm not a Russell Wilson guy like you are, but still, he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. The Raiders have the 4th best quarterback, maybe the 4th best coach in the division, and I think they are the 4th best team in the division. But yeah, nice, pretty exterior.
Yeah, that was a pretty funny line. I always liked the Paris. Never been to the real one yet. I like the one in Vegas. So the Warriors now go on a road trip. It's pretty obvious. 33 road games, 7 wins. They're atrocious. It's a cliquey team where the young guys want more time and the old guys aren't relinquishing theirs. There's something they don't travel well. It's like families that aren't tight. They don't travel well. So that's not a conclusion that is out there or clickbait. They're an atrocious road team, and they never have been. So it probably started Draymond, Jordan, and just hasn't worked itself out. I was told last night that Andrew Wiggins likely doesn't return for the season. It's not 100%, but the Warriors have come to terms with that. Now, he is a terrific on-ball defender. You can put him on Tatum, Luka, Paul George, even Durant or LeBron. To me, they can't win a title without him. When I heard that last night, my takeaway is, okay, now they're totally guard dependent. What is your make of what they are? Now, they go on the road now, and we could know in a week that it's, they lose 3 in a row. What are your take on the Warriors?
To me, it's very simple. Only the Rockets and Spurs, who are not trying to win. They are actively trying to lose. The Rockets really screwed up yesterday by beating the Celtics in a close game. Have worse road records. Since 1980, Colin, the worst road record for a champion was over 500, 21-20, the 06 Heat. 7-26 on the road is unfathomable.
Yeah.
You then add to it that they are around 500 with and without Steph Curry. So it's not even like, well, this team was winning 65% of its games and then winning the tank when Steph was out. There are a couple games, I think they're right at 500 without him and a couple games over with him. There is not a white knight coming for this team. Steph turns 35 today. And it was his unquestioned brilliance that won them a game this weekend against the Bucks in San Francisco with no Giannis. And they needed an all-time Curry performance just to force overtime. I also think this run started, Colin, in 2015. So you have 5 straight finals appearances, then 2 years where you missed the playoffs, then another finals appearance. We're now in year 9. And I do think that the emotional reservoir has been tapped. People can say, oh, well, LeBron went to 8 straight finals. Yes, but with 2 different franchises. Because at the end of the Heat run and the end of the Cavs run, his teammates had either been changed out or they were sapped. Like, everybody thinks I'm trying to pick on the Warriors. I am not. But when the season starts with your veteran leader punching the guy you just gave $100 million. The number 2 pick of the draft from a few years ago, you gave away for a player, Gary Payton II, who's not healthy enough to play for you. Your other young guys, Kuminga and Moody, have not made any type of leap. Your other bridge player, Andrew Wiggins, is now very unfortunately out with an undisclosed family issue, like you mentioned, might be done for the year. What is the path
Yeah.
I don't care how wide open the West is. We are lying to ourselves if you say this team, which is going to be on the road the entire postseason, is going to be able to string together 2 months of great basketball. I think they are drawing dead to win the title.
Yep, and I also think with Draymond now having to be the lead wing defender, he can't roam. That's when he's wildly effective. Wiggins allowed him that freedom. No Wiggins, it's not the same defense. Just go back to the finals last year. Wiggins on ball, Draymond roaming. It's a lot to deal with. They're not the same defense today. Finally, I said this yesterday, is that, Kevin Garnett is theorizing that LeBron's not that injured. The Lakers just want to see what they have with AD, which feels weird to me because AD is the most predictable player in the league. He's great when he's healthy. He's infrequently available. I know exactly what he is. He's not a grinder. He's not going to work in the room, but he's a great player when he's available 54 times a year. Where are you with the Lakers? I think if they ran it back, it would almost be insulting to a fan base with extremely high standards. Where are you on their run the rest of this year?
Well, you say if they run it back, it's insulting. So the defending champs shouldn't run it back? Colin, Lakers could win it.
Oh,
They could at least win the West. You say, come on. Listen to me here right now. Let's just go through it. Let's go through it, 1 through wherever in the West, and you tell me when I name a team you think they can't beat.
Okay.
The number 1 seed Denver Nuggets, who I, like every sober basketball analyst agrees, need to see it in the playoffs, saw the Lakers, LeBron, AD, and nice supporting pieces run them off the court a few years ago. LeBron will put Jokic in 1,001-5 pick and rolls. I think they could beat them. The Grizzlies, if Ja doesn't come back, the Grizzlies are not a real contender. Tough team, scrappy team. Steven Adams just got stem cell injection. Brandon Clark's done for the year. Ja is dealing with his own personal issues. Light the damn beam, Colin. I like the Kings. I got family in Sacramento. De'Aaron Fox is playing like a first-team All-NBA guy. Sabonis has been great.
Okay.
No playoff experience whatsoever. Phoenix, Kevin Durant is going to step into the playoffs having played 30 minutes with these guys. Now, they look very tough, but the injury concern was already the biggest concern, and they got injured before they played a home game together. We just talked about the Warriors. The Clippers looked scary. However, they then added Russell Westbrook, evidently, to up their own degree of difficulty. Not sure why they did that. And you're talking about Anthony Davis being injury-prone. You have Kawhi Leonard. The Timberwolves, give me a break. The Mavericks added Kyrie Irving. Again, don't understand it. They're going in the wrong direction. And then there's the Lakers, the hottest team in the league, or in the West, I should say, over the last 10 games. And fun fact, Colin, forget the trade, forget the deadline, forget the All-Star break. Since the 2-10 start, only the Nuggets and the Kings have more wins in the Western Conference than the Lakers. And now LeBron's going to come back fresh and rested. Oh, boy. Listen, I'm not predicting it, Colin, but let's not act like we couldn't see the Lakers in the finals. It's absolutely in play. We see the Lakers in the finals. This team with some shooting, Anthony Davis motivated. He's been hearing what you've been saying about him all year. You wanted to trade him for Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero or some nonsense. I was watching. So I'm just telling you, don't write the Lakers off just yet, my friend.
Yeah, well, I have. But that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
Well, who's winning the West? Who's winning the West? You light the beam? You got the Kings? I know you don't have the Joker.
No.
Who's winning it?
If Durant comes back for the playoffs, Phoenix will win the West. If he does.
Okay.
And I think he will.
Durant.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But you're then relying on health. If Phoenix deals with one injury, let me just ask you, where are we going? You're gonna fall back in love with the Clippers like you did once upon a time?
No.
You're gonna okay.
Okay. Warriors. 2 ifs. Kevin Durant comes back healthy for the Suns. Wiggins, now there's a chance, returns for the playoffs. There's your Western Conference. Now, there's 2 ifs, but here's a bigger if. If Anthony Davis doesn't collapse, hit the floor, turn an ankle, miss games. That isn't even an if. That's a win.
Bad luck. You're out here saying the Warriors. I'm telling you right now,
luck.
the Warriors are the worst team in California. Has that ever been the case? Think about it. Light the damn beam. Clippers, Lakers, Warriors. Undeniable.
All right. Nick Wright, first things first. He's all fired up.
See ya.
See ya. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.